First in our news, the leaders of U.S., Japan, India, and Australia have issued a strong warning against any attempt to change the status quo by force. The joint statement by the Quad Group didn't directly mention any specific country, but it comes amid China's growing influence in the Indo-Pacific region and concerns Beijing authorities could order an invasion of self-ruled Taiwan. Dennis Liu reports from Tokyo, Japan.
Leaders of Japan, India, Australia, and the United States met in Tokyo on Tuesday, looking to put China on notice as it expands its military and economic influence in the region. The summit of the grouping known as the Quad comes a day after U.S. President Joe Biden said Washington would be ready to intervene militarily to defend Taiwan, prompting China to accuse him of playing with fire. As we know, Quad is widely seen as part of the U.S. efforts to counter China's reach and territorial claims in the Indo-Pacific.
I applaud Prime Minister Kishida's determination to strengthen Japanese defense capabilities as well. A strong Japan and a strong U.S.-Japan alliance is a force for good in the region. I support the peace and stability that's going to continue and we hope increase across the Taiwan Straits, promote freedom of navigation in the East and South China Seas, and to deter the Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
There is growing regional discomfort with Chinese military activity, including sorties, naval exercises, and encroachments by fishing vessels that are viewed as probing regional defenses and red lines. Adding to concerns are China's efforts to build ties with Pacific nations, including the Solomon Islands, which sealed a wide-ranging security pact with Beijing last month. China's foreign minister will visit the Solomon Islands this week, with reports suggesting he could add other countries, including Vanuatu, Samoa, Tonga, and Kiribati. In a nod to those concerns, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida urged Quad members to listen carefully to regional neighbors, including the Pacific Islands, to help resolve the immediate challenges they face. In Tokyo, Biden said that China is flirting with danger, but that he does not expect China will use force to attempt to take Taiwan, especially if the world stands up to Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
One of the reasons why it's so important that Putin pay a dear price for his barbarism in Ukraine. I believe what Putin is attempting to do is eliminate the identity of Ukraine. The identity. He can't occupy it, but he can try to destroy its identity. Then what signal does that send to China about the cost of attempting to take Taiwan by force? They're already flirting with danger right now by flying so close and all the maneuvers that are undertaken. But the United States is committed. We've made a commitment. We support the one China policy. We report all that we've done in the past. But that does not mean that China has the ability, the jurisdiction to go in and use force to take over Taiwan. So we stand firmly with Japan and with other nations not to let that happen. And my expectation is it will not happen. It will not be attempted. And my expectation is a lot of it depends upon just how strongly the world makes clear that that kind of action is going to result in long-term disapprobation by the rest of the community.
Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, who was speaking alongside Biden, offered a less direct answer on whether Japan would intervene militarily to defend Taiwan. However, Kishida said unilateral attempts to change the status quo by force, like in Ukraine, should never be tolerated in the Indo-Pacific.
We asserted the importance of peace and stability of the Taiwan Straits, which is fundamental to international order, and the peaceful resolution of the Straits issue should be pursued. We reconfirmed that position. Now, in Asia, we are against any unilateral attempt to change status quo by force in Asia, all the more so because of such position. Regarding the situation in Ukraine, we think that unilateral attempt to change status quo is impermissible. That's why we're cooperating with the international cooperation, and we decided to participate in the strong sanctions, and we are providing humanitarian assistance. That's our belief. And in so doing, extended deterrence and response by the United States must be reliable. We have full confidence in response by the United States, including extended deterrence.
Kishida said he and Biden had underscored the importance of peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait. A White House official said the Quad nations are expected to agree Tuesday on a deal to monitor regional maritime movement. Dennis Liu, Japan Bureau. Back to you, Alma.